Get Everton FC updates directly to your inbox. Plus subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Could not subscribe? Try again later. Invalid email. The revolution is gathering pace. Okay, that may be a tad premature, but there is no doubt that Sam Allardyce has had an impact on Everton. Their unbeaten start to life under the new manager continued at Newcastle on Wednesday night. Their 1-0 win keeps them in the top half of the Premier League table. They will be there come Monday night. Whatever happens, Wayne Rooney is scoring again. That's 5 and 4 for the man whose signing was questioned in the summer, and clean sheets are back in vogue. Having riled Jurgen Klopp on Sunday, Allardyce added Rafa Benitez to his list here. In short, things are looking up. Here's what the national media made of the Blues, although they were, in truth, more focused on Newcastle's failings. The Times trusts Smirking Allardyce to dent that fragile positivity. George Caulkin. As so often happens at St. James Park, the football soured an otherwise decent day. With Newcastle United edging closer to a takeover, Tyneside was beguiled by optimism, by the feeling of oppression lifting. But the giddiness was brief. After Amanda Staveley submitted an improved bid of $300 million for the club, the end of Mike Ashley's contentious ownership can finally be contemplated. But bone-grinding graft must follow with it. Trust Sam Allardyce to dent that fragile positivity, to inflict a result that illustrated precisely why new blood is necessary on Gallowgate. Courtesy of Wayne Rooney's 7th goal in his past 8 league appearances, Newcastle are careering towards the bottom 3, with only a single victory since mid-September. Allardyce knows how it is to squirm in Ashley's employment, but he was smirking last night. Everton are unbeaten under their new manager. Video loading. Video unavailable. Click to play. Tap to play. The video will start in 8. Cancel play now. The Guardian. Allardyce got the win he wanted. Louise Taylor. Allardyce presided over Everton's first away win in the league since January. A defensive performance which kept Newcastle pretty quiet. Pleases me very much, said Ronald Koeman's successor, whose presence seems to have instantly improved fortunes at Goodison Park. We move onwards and upwards. Flattering to deceive. Benta's players began in upbeat mode, as Everton struggled to assume possession, let alone string a few passes together, and Newcastle parked their tanks in Allardyce's penalty area. Home fears of a looming relegation battle temporarily appeared overblown, given his long-standing personal rivalry with Benitez, not to mention the small matter of an unhappy 8 months in charge here during 2007 and 2008. This was one fixture Everton's manager was particularly keen to win, though. If Allardyce's increasingly intense technical area gum-chewing suggested a degree of early concern, he was not about to panic. For all Newcastle's huffing and puffing, the excellent Jordan Pickford was rarely troubled, and, almost imperceptibly, Everton began both seeing more of the ball and using it fairly sensibly. They weathered an odd scare, most notably when a counter-attacking, thoroughly rejuvenated Matt Ritchie hit a post with a blistering left-foot shot but took the lead, after Rooney capitalized on Carl Darlow's goalkeeping error. Image: Ian McNichol, Getty Images. The Mirror. Evergreen. Rooney loves causing misery on Tyneside. Simon Bird. Wayne Rooney loves causing misery on Tyneside. The Everton midfielder has scored more goals against Newcastle during his career, a magnificent 15, than any other team, and it might just be one of the more damaging strikes of his collection, this defeat intensifying the relegation worries at St. James Park. The former England was the subject of an ambitious bid from Newcastle in summer 2004 before moving from Goodison Park to Manchester United, and he's been cashing in against the Geordies ever since. Evergreen Rooney is on a rich vein of scoring form this season. His simple prod home in after 27 minutes was his 7th in 8 games, and 9th of the season. Rooney was quickest to react when Dominic Calvert-Lewin threw in a cross and Aaron Lennon out-jumped the defense to head goalward. Video loading. Video unavailable. Click to play. Tap to play. The video will start in 8. Cancel play now. The Telegraph. Allardyce has already got to grips with Everton's problems. Luke Edwards. Everton merely had to be organised, disciplined and take the one clear chance that was gifted to them. Scored by Wayne Rooney. In the first half, it was their first away win for 11 months and Sam Allardyce has already got to grips with their problems. Newcastle's need for points is even more pressing than their need for a new owner. They began well as they tend to at home, but did not create a clear chance. Everton soaked up the pressure and waited for their hosts to make a mistake, which they are always likely to do. The contest was scrappy, disjointed, riddled with errors, poor control and loose passes. Matt Ritchie produced Newcastle's best moment, a rasping shot that rattled the post with such ferocity that the frame of the goal continued to wobble for some time after the ball had been cleared. Seconds later, Newcastle were behind thanks to a howler from goalkeeper Carl Darlow, who failed to hold on to a tame header from Aaron Lennon, which allowed Rooney to prod the ball home from close range. It was Rooney's 7th goal in his last 8 league games. Image: Tony McArdle, Everton FC via Getty Images. The Daily Mail. A familiar foe sunk Newcastle. Craig Hope. Newcastle were undone here by a familiar foe. How Newcastle must wish they had pulled off an audacious bid for Wayne Rooney in the summer of 2004. He has been scoring goals against them ever since. This was his 15th against the club who, at one point, met with Rooney's agent as they tried to rival Manchester United's offer some 13 years ago. That tally is more than he has versus any other team. For Everton and former Newcastle boss Sam Allardyce, this took their return to 7 points from 9 under his charge, and it was a first away win since January. Allardyce, who was sacked by Ashley in 2008, also warned that not all takeovers are good news. If Mike steps down and a new regime moves in, then the hope is you will see the sort of money you're expecting, he said. But you don't really know yet. A lot of people come in to make money in the Premier League because you can. Single quote. That will hardly go down well with Newcastle supporters.